When we're ready, we'll just jump right into it. Nia, thank you so much for joining me today.
Having me, man.
Yeah,
Having me.
you're a singer-songwriter.
Will you love me still? Would you want me? Love me still. Will you hold me? Love me still. Said, won't you love me?
Yeah.
A 2023 semifinalist on The Voice.
Yeah.
Your songs got radio play all over the UK.
Yeah.
And yeah, it sounds like a pretty cool journey you've had. But yeah, I want to get to know you. You know, I want to get to The Voice and all that juicy stuff. But also, I want to get to know your journey from the beginning. So where were you born? And
We're going all the way.
I want to know everything.
All the way to the beginning. I
man.
was born in Nigeria.
Okay.
Nigeria. Born there. I was there until 8 years old. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Don't remember much without. And I came down to the UK. I come down when I was 8, so like 2000. And
Okay.
Just came down straight to Birmingham, and then just been in Birmingham pretty much all my life.
Nice. With your parents, you came?
Yeah. With my mom, my brother, and my sister. Yeah.
Okay,
So
nice.
It was good. It was nice.
Yeah. And does your mom have any sort of musical background or?
Do you know? Not really. She So she had her and her mom. They have this joke where her mom says, "I get it from her."
Okay.
And then my mom says, "I get it from my actual mom." But
Right.
she doesn't. She's got a beautiful voice. She can sing. She doesn't use it. I grew up in church, so she used to sing in church. She said she learnt the guitar when she was young in uni, but didn't really pursue it now. So I think I'm the first in my lineage to really like go in music. So yeah. So no background.
Okay. And so from your earliest memory of kind of getting exposed to music, or at least music that kind of gave you that spark, do you remember who or what did that for you?
It's so weird because my music taste, it varies. But I think I'll have to say what made me fall in love with the music that I started listening to was gospel.
Okay.
So that's sort of like gospel music was what I really like I listened to, and then the music that got me excited was grime. So I'd listen to grime. I used to be a grime artist as well. So that got me excited, and then the music that made me realize that I can do this was soul music. So it's like a step to step. Yeah. So yeah, that's
At what age were you kind of exposed to grime? Were you singing in church?
Yeah, but no. Like I was just me and my friends just singing,
Right.
playing, but we were just messing around with
Yeah,
it. Really.
yeah.
But it was what age did I get exposed to grime? Probably my teen, probably like 12, 13, just outside McDonald's, just spitting bars. I don't know how you know the UK culture, which is
I mean, I've been here for 7 years, so I'd like to think
so it's
settled in. Yeah.
It's sort of like you just see us. Well, growing up, it was like we'll all rush to McDonald's, stand outside McDonald's and just spit bars to each other back and forth. So yeah, probably like my teen years. So it's good.
Were you good at it? Did you stand out?
I think I was. I think I said I wanted to be the next chipmunk.
Okay.
So I said I was like really pushing. I was like, I want to be the next chipmunk. I think I was good. I was all right. I was in a group as well.
Interesting. Chipmunk. I haven't heard that name in a while. The only exposure I have of Chipmunk is a song with him and Chris Brown. I think it's called Champion. Obviously, him being a UK artist, I don't know if it cracked into the US market as much. Was he big here?
He was.
Yeah.
He was. He was really big. He was like the first. Not the first, because obviously when you talk about grime, you have to talk about Wiley. You have to talk about Getz. I know in the show I kept saying.
Yeah.
You have to talk about Getz.
Did you see him in the end?
Didn't.
No. Okay. Bummer.
So, and then my pianist, he kept messaging me saying, first he said, I bumped into Getz, and I was like, so why didn't you call me?
Yeah.
Then after the show, he messaged me. He was like, I also bumped into Kano. I was like, oh my god, now you're just taking a piss.
Yeah.
But now, so it's like you have to talk about Wiley, Getz, Kano, and like the old guys as well. But Chipmunk was sort of the new young kid that just brought a lot of excitement to grime at the time. So yeah, he was big. He was big.
So he was someone to look up to for you. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, he was sick.
So grime is, I mean, I can see where some of that influence is in your music, I suppose, but it is quite different to what you're doing now.
No, it is.
Where did that shift for you? So you were part of a group called L4C. As I saw, I couldn't see any.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good.
It must have been purposeful, but yeah, I could not find a video to at least get a taste of that. When did that happen for you?
L4C was, so in my grime days, I was just doing my grime, like really trying to be the next chipmunk. And a friend of mine who's a producer, he just sort of pitched the idea of 6 close friends, because we were really close, we all grew up in church, 6 close friends getting together and just making a group. Yeah. And we said, you know what? Why not? We've got nothing to do. Yeah. And it did well as well. Like we performed like the O2, we performed like the Symphony Hall, we were doing like tours all around the UK, and we were kids. We were just,
how old were you?
Yeah. I think I was 16 at the time. Yeah. The eldest was like probably 18. And we were just roaming around everywhere. And when we first came to London, bunch of kids in our like smartware, cameras out, phones out, everything out on the tube. And I remember seeing some guys, they were by the door and they were just standing looking at us and looking out. Then when we realized, we were like, okay, cool, we need to tone it down because it's London. But we were excited. And so I was in the group for a couple of years, and then but I've always loved singing. Yeah, always loved singing. That's always been I used to sing in the house. No one knew I could sing. Okay, always backgrounds, and then luckily I learned the keyboard as well, so that was sort of the thing. And one day I just said, listen guys, I'm gonna sing, and that split the group because 3 were like, no, don't do it because you're sick of grime. We're doing it. The other 2 were like, no, what? Yeah, let's do it. So kind of thing. So that kind of split the group up, and then I took some time, went to uni, figured out if I actually want to do musical. Yeah, so that was short end.
So yeah, that's interesting. Singing around in the house, nobody knew that you could sing. Was that a thing that you purposefully hid? And I guess why hide it if you did?
Because I guess where my surroundings didn't show me that I could be a soul singer, if that makes sense. Because when you think about singing at the time, it was Chris Brown, it was Trey Songz, it was, it was I don't want to use the word the pretty boys. It was R&B. It was like silky silk and
dancing. I suppose Trey didn't dance.
But then my surroundings wasn't that. It was real, boys doing what boys do kind of thing. So the idea of me being out there doing that with them and then saying, oh, hey, I'm a singer as well. Like, for me, and I didn't know about soul music as well. I knew about gospel, I knew about hip hop, grime, R&B. I didn't know about soul music. Okay. Like, soul music was I knew about, like just never soul. I never saw. So when, it's funny, I was in a session with a producer at the time. We were doing a grime music, a grime track. And I don't know what he was doing, but he just decided to play Sam Cooke, Change Is Gonna Come. Yeah. And I was like, yo, this is like, never heard of Sam Cooke. I was like, nope. And then he sent it to me. That's when I discovered him. I discovered Marvin Gaye. I was like, oh, these guys are rugged. Just normal men singing heartbreak songs. And I was like, okay, cool. I want to
connects with it. Yeah.
But so that's when it happened, really.
And when you brought that to the group and sort of said, hey, I want to branch off and kind of go down this singing path, did you feel support, or was it kind of like, what are you doing, man?
A few support, a few people did support, a few people didn't, but we talk about it. Like, one of my friends, close friend of mine, who didn't support me at the time, was because we grew up together doing grime. Like, it was like me and him back to back. Like, when we did a song, I'm trying to figure out how is he gonna attack the song so I could do it better than him, and vice versa. So the shock of me saying, "No, I want to do singing for him," was, "Oh, don't do that." Like, so he even admits he did not support me at all. But that is fine, because I think for me, I didn't make the decision for the support. I made the decision because it took me a long time to make the decision. So I made the decision for myself and sort of, I guess, support myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was.
What was that conversation, that internal conversation like for you? Was it this overwhelming feeling of wanting to do this thing is taking over and I just need to follow it? Or, like how did you have that conversation with yourself? And when were you like, okay, I'm going to do it?
It was, I'm trying to remember. It was, so I would always in and out, like toes in, toes out, toes. No, tell a lie. It was, we had a song and we needed a singer. And I remember it was me and the other two. And like, it was me and the other two guys. And they knew I sang, they knew I could sing. And they just said, you know what, just do it. Like, just do it. It is what it is, kind of thing. And at the time, I've forgotten his name, Anthony Hamilton.
Yeah.
Hamilton. I was listening to him. And so I didn't really find my voice. So I did the song, but I imitated his voice.
Right, yeah.
I mean, to the T.
Yeah.
And it sounded phenomenal.
Yeah.
I was there like, yo, this is sick, kind
Nice.
of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, after that, I was just like, you know what? I can do this. And I guess I just saw like some of my peers who were in music at the time just really pursuing music and going off to uni and becoming singers. And I guess it just clicked in my head that no, I feel joy singing. I feel real vulnerability singing, as opposed to I'm not adding anything doing grime. Not to say grime doesn't add anything. Because it does, because I grew up with it and it changed my life dramatically. But I'm not adding anything except for just being braggadocious and braggadocious. And yeah, so I needed something to humble me, and that was singing.
That's really cool. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's vulnerability in all forms of music, but I suppose there is a higher level of emotion when singing. And I guess it's more acceptable to sing about heartbreak than to, over a grind beat sort of talk about a broken up relationship. But so you made that decision to branch off from the group. You guys agreed, I guess, albeit maybe some people didn't. And then what was the first moment where you kind of sat down to write as a singer?
I used to write. I used to write quite a lot. Writing is something I've always loved and enjoyed. I've always just written bits and bobs. I did like a mini EP. Self-produced with another guy who...
It was at Nigo?
No. This is like way
Gotcha.
Like, I don't even think the songs are out.
Is out,
like,
okay.
Yeah. I remember doing it, finishing it, and it sounded like amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, it was
right.
amazing.
Yeah.
And I remember doing that, and I just kept it there, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to release it or not. What triggered the moment for me to be like, okay, cool, I need to step up to a degree. We said there's like levels to my stepping up, but what triggered the actual first moment was there was a show, a talent show that I did, and I got the courage to say, okay, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna sing.
Yeah.
Somebody came on before me, a girl, beautiful voice, strong voice.
Yeah.
She sang.
You remember her name?
Janelle.
Okay.
So she sang she has such a powerful voice that she burst the mic, as in like the speaker just like it,
wow.
And I was next, and they didn't have time to fix it. I had to go there, and I just started learning the guitar. I was there trying to play the guitar and sing, and it was the worst. I mean, the worst performance ever, like ever. And I remember beating myself up so much, going home, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna release this one song. I just released it. The next morning, everybody's messaging me, "Yo, this is amazing!"
Yeah, nice.
I just wanted to calm my pride down. 'Cause I was like, I'm actually good. Like, why the hell? Now people. So when I released, and everybody was like, "This is amazing," I was like, "Okay, cool. There's something here. Let's explore it," kind of thing. Yeah. So.
Doing the talent show, getting the nerves, not performing, and then right after being like, "Fuck that," you know. I know I'm better than this. And from there, so you had the EP, or you just released the one song and that was it, and then
That
you
was
kind of
just the one song.
let that simmer for a bit.
Yeah. That just it literally just one song, and I didn't release anything for a long time until my first project called Love Me Still. It's funny because every story of mine always happens by me either feeling inadequate or feeling sort of challenged or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, because the EP that only happened because someone I know was doing music and really doing well, and like pursuing well, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then,
You knew them personally.
Yeah.
Okay.
We knew each other, but yeah. Personally. We grew up together.
I see.
Same sort of environment, kind of thing. Yeah.
Level of competition, then. A slight chip on your shoulder to prove people.
Yeah.
Do you still have that?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I think you need it. Though.
Yeah. I suppose it gives that drive, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does. Like, I don't know how good it is or how effective it is, but it's definitely something that drives me. Whether it's with my songs, whether it's with, because I never thought I was a great singer. I was never a confident singer, so I had to have, if you go back to the whole grime thing, it's like grime is, you're fueled by clashes. You're not fueled by flowers and prettiness. You're fueled by clashes. It's like, we're gonna clash and we're gonna talk about this, that. It's just like, and then after we're gonna be best friends. So when it comes to music, I still have that where it's like, I'm fueled by, oh, you think I can't do it? Cool, let's go for it, kind of thing. As opposed to, it's different levels, but that's.
And I guess as well, singing solo is can be isolating in the sense that you need that validation to keep going, because in a group, your group gets the validation, or or multiple people at the same time. So it's a much more vulnerable, as we said, path. You mentioned "Love Me Still," but that's much later in the timeline.
That's a long.
Yeah, I mean that's the most recent, if anything.
Yeah.
So I guess for the audience, I saw Nia. Was it 2 nights ago? Wednesday. At your second headline show.
Correct.
Yeah. Which is great, and I want to get to it. And yeah, man, it was so good. Thank you, so good. But yeah, let's get to it. So when did you release your first single, or at least single that you pushed as far as marketing and hey, I'm Nia and I'm singing and I'm doing this thing?
So I guess there's 2 parts to it. I first released my EP, my first ever EP, when I was in Birmingham.
Yeah.
I just needed it because I kept emailing people and nobody was giving me the time of day. You got any songs out? So I just said, cool, let me create an EP and then just release it and see what happens. So I released my first EP when I was in Birmingham, and that was I can't even remember. I actually can't even remember. That was like 2000.
Are these on SoundCloud or
It's called Love Me Still. No, it's called It's Your Love EP.
Yeah. Just said I'm promoting.
That's why it's called It's Your Love EP, and that took me from Birmingham to London.
Okay.
And I was able to get shows because I was able to show that I've got things online, kind of thing. That was my first release. But my first pushed when I was like, yo, I think I'm entering
the next level.
Nia Ekanem was a song of mine called Fading.
Yep.
That was when I was like,
love that song.
Okay, this is, and that, again, that nothing is planned. That was, I met the guy when I was busking.
Yeah.
So I met the guy when I was busking, like I've been busking for, it was like a year plus, and I just remember this guy just coming up to me saying, oh yeah, I'm a producer, I want to work with you, this and the other. I was like, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, Yeah, and then
Were you pretty open to just about anything at that point?
yeah. I was your typical move to London.
Yeah.
every day, or like every day open mic. I'll perform in front of. I remember there was a gig in Camden. It was a man and his woman right there, sat right there. It was me. It was an engineer. It was a bar person. I performed my heart out. I was like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not getting paid, but that's the life I've sort of chose to do. Yeah, and at the time when he said that, I was like, cool, whatever, let's do it.
Yeah.
And that's when I really got introduced to writing with other people, because he brought a writer in, and I was like, in my head, I was like, what's this? I'm the writer, like, kind of thing. But she was she's incredible.
Nice.
And he's talented, so he's incredible. And when we made that song, I was like, oh damn, this is a different level now. And that was like my first real, big release.
Yeah. That's the one that got radio play, isn't it?
Yeah. It's funny because majority, I've been fortunate to. I'm your old school. I will send 100 emails a day. I like if I want something, I'll figure out a way to get it. So in terms of all my other songs, I've always had radio plays here and there. I've always had BBC Midlands.
Yeah.
Constantly.
And that's you reaching out to these stations and being like, here's my song.
Yeah,
and
that's me trying to figure it out. The fading one was interesting. I was trying to figure out how to get, because he got played on Apple Beats.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I was trying to figure out how to get it. So I was researching and I found the engineer of the actual person of the show. So I made friends with them. Like, I'm very obsessive when it comes to, because, you can pay someone to do it, or you can just try and do it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, kind of thing. So that was the song that really got sort of, the plays. Yeah, it was good, yeah.
Seems to be the key, to be persistent and have that drive to just, no matter what, I'm gonna message these people, this organization as many times until I get a response or I get the thing that I want. With this podcast, I have had to tap into that messaging people, being persistent, following up, which makes me all super uncomfortable because I'm like, I'm so annoying. And it was just always something I shied away from, which is probably why I never kind of took off in my kind of artist route. Do you still do that to this day, or? Yeah. Or do you still find that like you need to?
I find like I need to, just because I'm trying not to say too much of people under the bus.
Sure, yeah.
Get a message like,
yeah.
But I like to be in control of my sort of career, of my show. I like to be in control of it. I still very much email people because I'm still, I won't say I'm a newcomer, but I'm still very much new in that next level. Like I'm still very much, like I might have been on The Voice or this, that, and the other, but I'm still very new in this sector of
right. Yeah, see, there's like, levels to it.
So it's almost like, people. Was it somebody asked me the other day? Oh, can't you just like ask Anne Marie to?
Yeah. Well, that is that. It's a valid question, right?
It is from the outside, but from the inside, it's like
it doesn't work like that.
Like I can't just message because she doesn't even control her social media like that. Sometimes who does, sometimes who doesn't. So I'm at the level that I'm at. I'm still at the beginning stage. So for me, I still have to do certain things. I still have to, if it's radio, I still have to be like, okay, cool. I don't want to pay for a radio plugger.
Yeah.
So I would rather just email a bunch of radios. I still do research to find, certain websites of say, like I still do the nitty gritties. I still do it just because I feel like it's I have to.
Yeah, and I guess it gives you a sense of control and
ownership. So I still do that for sure.
I want to rewind slightly. There are two things I want to tap into. One is you learning instruments. So why don't we start there? So you know guitar and the keys, So is that something you did while in Grime, or you kind of finished that part of your life, and then was like, okay, now I want to learn instruments?
Keyboard, like piano was. I always say I was forced by my mom. Like, she just wanted us to just be musically inclined, kind of thing. So she pushed me to do music from like keyboard from young.
Yeah.
In church, just because it was free as well. So she just said, "You're just gonna do it," and then so I did that. Guitar was because I just couldn't. When I made the decision to pursue singing, I couldn't carry a keyboard around.
Right.
So I was like, okay, cool. I need to learn the guitar, and just sort of. But I've always loved instruments. Like I can play drums a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
I loved and harmonica as well. When I moved to London, I was like,
Gotta add that to your show.
So like I learned the harmonica.
Yeah.
Bass. I've never learned the bass, but it's something that I wanted to do because it just looked so cool. It's just like so, and I'm probably gonna learn it one day. So I've always been an instrument freak, but I won't say I'm like as sick as the band.
Sure. Yeah.
But I can.
Oh man, they were phenomenal.
I can't thank them enough.
They were so good, so good. So I've tried to learn guitar. I can play some chords here and there enough to produce out a track, but wouldn't be able to bring it to a stage. When you see an artist perform with a guitar, they didn't just pick it up and just be like, oh, wow, I can do this.
Yeah.
Did it take you a long time to learn it?
Yes and no. It didn't, because I look at it like, if you know like music instruments, it's all a language, right? It's all a language. It's it's the 1, 4, 5, 6 kind of thing. It's you tell the instrument, oh, I'm gonna go to 4, I'm gonna go to 5. So for me, learning the piano keyboard, that allowed me to understand the language.
Right.
That allowed me to say, okay, cool, I just need to learn 4 chords,
right?
Four numbers, and now play majority of songs. The hard part was the fact that guitar, that was the hard part. And but as soon as I did that, and then what pushed me was that I said, okay, cool, I'm gonna I went on stage with my guitar, and I would mess up all the time. Like the gig that I was telling you about, I was messing up. I was playing the wrong chords out. I was just like, I was like, I'm gonna do it because I need to feel the embarrassment to come back and practice more. Because you can practice at home and you can get better at home and get good at home, but at the end of the day, experience is the best teacher, right? So it's like you have to go into the fields and get shot at or whatever, and then come out like So that was my guitar journey. So a lot of terrible playing.
But look where you are now. I mean, that's so good, because I've shied away so much from live performance to the point where I don't, and have never, aside from a high school talent show, singing. But like, you just threw yourself in there and went for it, which, like, my mindset is I need this to be perfect before I bring it to an audience, which, as I now have learned, is not the way to go. And I'm sure I did know that, but I can't help it sometimes. But I think learning through experience is super valuable. Because I guess that's the only way to kind of figure out what works and what doesn't.
It's for me, it's important. I keep saying I have friends. I have a lot of conversations.
We get it. You have friends. I mean, there are a lot of them. So,
but no, it's a guy that I know. I'll say a guy that I know now. Just I'm joking. But my friend of mine years ago, we started together, and I used to say to him, like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, you just release, just release, because you're gonna grow. Like, unless you deliberately stop yourself from growing as a human being, mentally, physically, emotionally, you're going to eventually have to grow. Whether it's, you want to get a contract phone and you realize, now I have to pay the bills, so that's a bit of growth because I need to get money. How do I, like, we're gonna grow eventually. So what I was trying to say to him was, just release, release something. It's out there in the public. Some people might lie to you like it's good.
That's the hard part, man. Those trust issues.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter what they say. You're gonna go back and you're gonna listen to it, and you're gonna say, this is good, this is terrible, this is good, this is terrible, and you're gonna have a reference out there for yourself. The next time you do it, you want to do something different.
Yeah.
And it's just, and when you look, like I look back sometimes and I'm like, man, you've improved, bro. Like and people tell me, like the people that were like, oh, it's funny, you know when people say to you when you first started and you tell them, like, oh, you're amazing. And then now they're like, no, like, dude, you like bad, and they start telling the truth that you're lying then, but now I'm like, yeah, I get that a lot now, and I'm like, you've been lying to me all my life. So.
Yeah.
but I always tell them like, just throw yourself in them and see what happens, kind of thing.
It is good advice. I sort of blame my mindset on if I had to blame somebody, not necessarily somebody, but this idea that artists, they just know what they're doing. As in, if I'm an amateur artist and I'm trying to pursue this and I'm looking at other artists, whether that be now social media or what's, I looked up to Chris Brown, I looked up to those guys, and like, I was like, this guy doesn't need to sit on his computer and figure out what this button is going to do, or he's singing all the right notes. So like, I was just like, okay, well, if I'm going to put this stuff out, then I need to sound like that immediately to do anything. And yeah, you're right. It's not that way, and something I've had to learn and still learning, really. Cool. So fading out there, out in the world, you're eating it up. Radio play. Then what's next? You release a few singles after that, kind of over the course of a few years.
I think my downfall is I haven't released as much songs as people think I have.
Yes. Yeah.
And I know that's a downfall because that's the only way you can gather your fans. That's the only way you can gather your support. It's just the only way people can want more of you, because if you're not releasing much, okay, cool, we'll come back. So I know that's my downfall, and that's politics. But after fading, I released Shelter.
Great song.
During lockdown.
They're all good songs. Yeah.
And that was the next release that I released. And there was always a long gap between them. Always annoyed me, but yeah.
Is that on purpose?
No, it's not. And I think that's the thing that we as artists, we need to understand, is that if you're doing it yourself, there is no rules. You can release as much as you can.
Yeah.
When you bring people along, you have to. It's almost like you still have to understand that this is your journey, and someone's opinion is just an opinion; it's not facts, kind of thing. And that was my downfall, because it was like, release one song, then we're writing songs, and we're writing songs, and we're writing songs, but we're not recording songs, and we're not releasing songs, and then I get frustrated, and it's like, we need to release a song, and release another song, and then. Yeah, it was not done on purpose, basically.
Yeah.
It was, But.
In those early days of releasing, probably from Faden, where did you receive your feedback from? Was it family and friends, or did you seek external feedback from other artists people basically that you don't know but still kind of value their opinion?
You mean after Fading or before Fading?
Kind of starting from Fading. So when you put out Fading and you wanted to get that feedback, I mean, obviously numbers is feedback in terms of who's listening and whatever, but in terms of like, hey man, this is really good. I think if you did this, it would be better. Or or someone said it's really good and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe they just said that. Like, where are you getting that feedback from at that time?
Friends, because I have such I always say that your friends aren't your audience, right?
Yeah.
You can't count your friends you can't hold them hold them to it as well. You can't be like, we're not friends because you didn't come to my show. So no, you're not my audience. Like, whether you listen to my music or not, I don't care, because you're not my audience. Like,
is that something you had to learn, or something you just kind of knew from the start?
It's something. It's a bit of both. I'm a very independent person, if you want to put it that way. I'm very much by myself. I don't know if that can be a bad thing as well. I'm very much by myself. I'm used to it. I've been used to it from when I was young and all the way to my adult age. So I've never really relied on our friends to do this for me, because sometimes I just want to do it by myself. I just want to be by myself. But eventually I learned it once. I think I put too much pressure, if you want to put it that way, on a friend, and they let me down. And that's when I realized that no, my friends aren't my audience. Like, they're actually just my friend. Like, they, you know, you can't force them to listen to your music. Yeah. But what I do to turn it into a strength is, if they do become my audience, it's because it's actually good. Yeah. Not because you force them. It's because when friends come to my shows, if they like,
and they're rocking out.
Like my first show, I remember one of my boy came up to me. He was like, "Bro, like, you made me cry. You made me happy. Like, that is cold." Yeah. This is a childhood friend. He was like, "You are like you are," and I was like, that's in my head. I was like, "Now that makes sense." Like, I didn't force you. Like, I can't force you to. I can't guilt trip you to become a fan of me. I'm enjoying it. Like, I want you to enjoy it. So, yeah, my early days, I got it from friends, and yeah, I'd say mainly friends, public as well. Yeah.
Well, I guess you were performing as well at that time, so you were able to.
Yeah. But I think fading was a. I don't say fading was a blur for me. Yeah. Fading was a weird, because everybody loved it. And it was the first time I came out of my comfort zone. Like, I mean, I came out in terms of even the music video. I was topless, and I remember saying to the videographer and the director, I was like, I do not want this to look sexual. Yeah. I want it to look artistic. And I used D'Angelo Untitled. And he kept thinking in my head, how could you not? Yeah. It's phenomenal.
So good, man.
But he was like, how could you make this not look sexual? I was like, no.
But do it.
I'm gonna figure it out, because that's not my brand. I'm not a sex symbol. But I'm trying to create art. And I remember I came out of my car. I remember in the shoot, I was conscious, because I had to be with like girls that was I just had to act. I came out of my comfort zone. I think even releasing it was out of my comfort zone. Yeah. But the feedback that people got, like that people gave me, I was like, oh, so this is art. This is how it feels. Like, the feedback was just from everybody, whether it's good, bad. I remember my mom called me. She's like, "Why were you topless? What's this? What are you doing?" I was like, "It doesn't matter. It's art kind of thing." But yeah, feedback. I guess it was feedback from everybody. From the public and friends, but mainly from the public. Just from people's reaction was the feedback for me.
How do you receive constructive, or maybe you consider it bad feedback? Because for me, it knocks me right down. I mean, it knocks me immediately down, and then I'm like, okay, that makes sense, or I can use that. Yeah. How do you receive it? Do you just kind of take it to consideration and just keep moving forward, or does it have some weight, or does it depend on whose feedback it is?
I take everyone's feedback on board. I do take everyone's feedback on board. I enjoy feedbacks, because just because I feel like anybody and everyone can add something to you, to your life. I don't let it knock me down. I think the only feedbacks that I really like, it's like, oh my, this it's probably like my closest people around me, like my family or something. Everyone else, I take it on board. I hear them out. I'm like, cool, okay. And I'll go back and think, okay, is this a feedback, or are they just want to say something? Yeah, which is fine. Like which is
the world these days.
Which is fine. Like I always do this thing where I send people music. I've stopped now, because before I'd send people music to listen to. Yeah. And I'm not sending it to you because I need your feedback. Yeah. I'm sending it to you. And this is the artist. I'm sending it to you because I need you to just stroke the ego a bit. Just say, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm like,
right. Okay. Interesting.
But then you come back, because again, before I've sent it to you, I've made sure that I'm my own worst critic.
Right. Yeah.
I will listen to something 600 times over and over and over and over again, or over and over. So when I send it to you, just because I feel like, okay, I'm not saying for it to be your cup of tea.
Yeah.
Just like over, like, you know, I can send you a drill music and
Yeah.
you might not listen to drill, but you know that this is a great song.
Yeah.
So when I send it to people, they're like, oh, this is amazing, but do you think you can, like, I'm like, yeah, you didn't. You just want to say something.
Yeah.
It's cool. Don't worry. So I've kind of stopped sending. But yeah, I take everyone feedback on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take it on board. Especially it feels like performing wise, I had to take a lot of people's feedback.
Yeah.
When I first started, in order to, and even till today, I still take
Yeah.
feedback. I still want people to tell me, oh, should have done this, should have done that, because I'm trying to be at my prime level sort of thing. So yeah, open to feedback.
Have you ever taken what someone says and ran with it, but you felt that it was wrong, and it felt wrong to you, but because of the person that said it, you felt like you needed to do it?
Yeah, I would say my long wait of releases, like the fact that I release songs every other year or a year, every 2 years. Yeah, that was a feedback that, like, the last 2 years, I've been trying to release as much as but yeah, so that's something I've regretted a lot. But,
oh man. Well, I mean, still, look at the path you're on.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
something's working.
Yeah.
So I do want to get to the voice, because from the outside, that obviously looks like a huge milestone for you.
Yeah.
Do you see it that way as well, or do you see it as like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm conscious that there is much more to you and your music than the voice.
Yeah.
But that is a sticker for people, because they're like, oh, the voice, TV and whatever. So I didn't want to focus so much and just bring you on here and talk about the voice.
Yeah.
Do you feel that? Like, do you feel that are you okay with people just like being like, oh, Nia from the voice, or?
Yeah. I'm not, because I know it's going to pass away soon, and then they're just going to go back to, just Nia Ekanem.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with people saying Nia from the voice. I'm okay with, because I'm me doing it was, again, my whole coming out of my comfort zone. This was like the next level of coming out of my comfort zone. I did not want to do it at all. Like, I can tell you the story of the whole process.
Please, yeah.
It was, I remember my manager, because they've emailed me many times. I'm like, nope, not doing it. No, that's not my cup of tea. My manager was like,
The Voice has emailed you?
Yeah, so like,
okay.
People, they've always like emailed
the producers or whatever.
Keep. I'm like, no. Last year,
I'm so sorry. I love the detail. How did they find you? Through just radio playing music, or
I mean, just
Instagram?
Okay. Sort of like the Instagram, just different things. Just because I guess their job is to find individuals, handpick individuals. Just funny, because I'm saying this now and I'm realizing that that's actually what they're doing. Find handpicked individuals and public individuals. Yeah. So public individuals will go through the long stage. Right. Handpicked individual will go through more process
streamline.
Stage.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's their job because they're trying to make it. So I was fortunate that's always been
nice,
that sort of path.
Yeah.
Just because you don't want TV and everybody can't sing. So.
Yeah.
You're like,
this is a lot of people to get there. Yeah.
So that's how they've kind of done it. And I've always ignored them. Always. Not doing it. Nope.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Tell a lie. Let me not even lie. In university, one of my flatmates, she signed me onto The Voice.
Oh, yeah?
The first time I was saying this.
Yeah.
This is the first time.
You heard it here first.
No, just the first time I was saying this. She signed me onto The Voice, and I went to the blind audition. Like, it was, for me, it was huge. Like, I went with me, my mom, my sister, like my 3 friends. I was like, yes, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be famous. Let's go.
Yeah.
Nope.
So then you were willing.
Then I wasn't willing, but when she did it, I was like, it's a big opportunity.
Yeah.
Let me accept it.
Right.
But I wasn't willing. Like, she literally snuck in my room.
Yeah.
Took the details that needed. Like, she signed me up because I guess she believed in the talent. So I was so annoyed at her. Eventually I got over it. And I got there, I sang. No one turned. No one cared.
those were the so you start at the blind auditions, as in on stage with the judges and everybody.
Yeah. So like I said, you're handpicked, right? So,
yeah.
So I think I can't actually remember how that part went.
Because you were handpicked back then as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So she signed me up.
Yeah.
So I did the audition. So I did the audition.
I see.
A blind audition.
Oh, okay. So gotcha.
That's like the main sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah. I did audition. Yeah. Came to the blind audition. No turning.
What did you sing?
Let Her Go, but in a reggae style.
Okay. Yeah. Is there a band? Do you rehearse?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I rehearse,
interesting.
Vocal coaches or.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's.
For the blind auditions, you have a vocal coach.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Crazy. Yeah.
Nice.
They really try and push you and help.
I guess that makes sense. You're going on TV. So, yeah.
It's the voices of the journalists trying to, but they don't want to turn, and I was like, cool, okay.
Yeah.
I tried to carry this tough demeanor where I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was on a coach back to uni, and like my mum called me. She's like, "Listen, don't let that knock you down. It's cool. It is what it is," kind of thing. I think it kind of took me down a bit. That's where I took the energy into my career and pushing it.
That makes sense.
And
that dopamine crash.
Yeah.
Here it is. This is the moment.
Yeah,
and
it's like all the way down past the level. And
do you get feedback? Or it's just kind of
like... they told me some feedback. Will.i.am was like, yo man, you're dope. Like your voice is dope, but you just when you come back, like if you come back, you're gonna rock. He said some weird stuff. Bro, what are you talking about? What? It's cool.
Yeah.
But he gave me some feedback. I don't know who else gave, but I guess I was young. For them, it was like, I can hear your voice.
Yeah.
But it's not there yet.
Yeah.
And I had to accept it. I was like,
sure.
Cool. Cool. I took it on board. I was like, you know what? Cool. And so this time round, again, I kept that to my chest, except for my manager, who's a close friend of mine. He was at that beginning, the voice, so he but we kept to nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
We all forgot.
It wasn't broadcasted then, that audition.
No,
okay.
I was like, okay, cool.
Did you know it wasn't, or you found out later? Or
I found out later, and I was like, okay, that's fine.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, it is what it is, kind of thing. There is a part where you can kind of like see us in like the background there while someone's getting interviewed, but we're just there. We screenshot that. We just kept it there. And then moving here, he just basically said to me, "Listen, an opportunity is an opportunity. We're trying to get as much opportunity as possible. We're trying to get as much exposure as possible. So just do it.
Yeah.
Like if someone turns around, good. If no one turns around, this is another secret we can take to our grave, and nobody will find out. When I say nobody, didn't tell my family. Yeah. Didn't tell like anybody. Yeah. Didn't tell my partner. Nobody found out.
Yeah. I think you said that in the the interview, right?
Yeah. Like zero. So
do you think your reluctance to do it the second time was, I don't know if you want to call it trauma or whatever it is, but based on that first experience, kind of not being turned around, or was that out of your mind by that point and you thought, it's just not something that
I think? I'd say trauma. I'd say trauma. Yeah. I think, because
F those guys.
Yeah. It's like, and it's, and I think now as well, it's like, before at least they can turn around and talk to you. Yeah. Now if they don't turn around, don't turn around. Yeah. So you have to walk back.
Oh, and then they just keep facing the other way.
You have to walk back. So it's like
oh man, that's cold.
Yeah, definitely trauma. Yeah, but I went there, and the experience was. I remember going there. Yeah, going through the process. In my head, I was like, "This isn't gonna happen, man. It is what it is. I don't really care. Like, whatever happens." That was my mentality all the way through. Yeah. Even in a blind audition, and I remember the day before, I was feeling sick. Like, body was aching. Like, I was just like, hey, something's telling me not to do this. Yeah. Like, everything was just gone. And I remember going up, singing. I wasn't feeling it. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, I wasn't feeling it, but just had to do it, singing. And then last minute, and Marie turned around, and I was like,
what a feeling, huh?
I was like, what?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, yo.
You were still singing at that point?
Like, I just finished.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
and I was like,
man.
I was just like, wow,
Yeah.
what is happening?
Yeah.
I didn't think she would. Cause I'm a fan of hers. Like, out of everybody I listen to,
She's I don't really listen to her. But not on purpose. But through, research with you, she has such a good voice. Such a good voice.
I was surprised as well.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, no, you can sing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you need to show it off more, but it's not her brand.
Because like will.i.am, I mean, he's as a creative, he's really cool, but he's not a singer.
No.
So anyway, sorry. Hold on, before we get to the turnaround. So again, you've gone through rehearsals.
Yeah.
What is that like? Is that one rehearsal and you go on? Is it the same day? Is it a day before? Or?
It's you get like 3 rehearsals, because this is kind of during lockdown.
Okay.
Coming out of lockdown first. So the whole thing started from 2022.
Wow. Yeah.
Put it like ending of 2022.
Yeah.
I had to perform in front of the on Zoom. I had to perform in front of the producer.
Oh, okay.
And then my vocal coach as well. And then they'll say, "Oh, sing this song, try this song, try this song," and then I'd go to Manchester, do some rehearsals, and this time it was funny because I have to lie to everyone around me that
why you're going to Manchester?
It's like my partner would be like, "Hey, was you around?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm not busy. I'll just not pick up a call." It was when I think about it, it was really funny. But you'd go to Manchester, rehearse, come back. So it was 2 days of rehearsals. And then on the day you rehearse again and then kind of go from there. Yeah.
Sorry, dude. 1 sec. Just want to make sure that camera's recording. No way.
It's not recording. Damn. It's a good thing you checked.
Sorry, man.
No, that's all good.
Bummer.
That's all good.
Technical difficulties. Lost the close up on me, but that's okay. No one needs to see me. We can use the wide shot. So sorry. Yeah. So okay, fine. Rehearsals. You went up to Manchester.
Yeah.
And you hid it from everybody.
Yeah. Just it was my own secret when I kept it. I really kept it to myself. So when she turned around, I was shocked. I was like, damn, this is real now. This is. And I always went through it like, it is what it is. I always went through it like, if something happens, cool. So nothing happens, cool.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna enjoy the moment. So yeah, it was good. It was nice.
Nice. And from there, what happens?
So we got a turn. There's a long wait. There is a long wait because I have to go through everybody else.
Yeah.
And sort of create a team. And it's funny going back to the turn. This is why it was annoying, and this is why I think I did go there. Like there was a part of me I really wanted to turn because I got there 6 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to be part of the first group of performance, which is probably going to be around 4 p.m. 6 a.m. I don't know what happened. I don't know where they went wrong, but for some reason, the first group is gone, second group is gone, third group is gone, and I'm part of the fourth group. And you never want to be part of the fourth group because you're scared that the coaches, they've already picked their groups.
Yeah.
They've already filled up their groups.
Yeah.
So, and if they fill up the groups, they can't actually turn anymore. So you never want to be part of the last day. Like you want to be at the top. So from 6 a.m. all the way till like 10, 11 p.m. That was when I had to perform. I was annoyed.
Yeah.
I kept asking them, when am I on? So, oh no, sorry. Something's happened and you're gonna perform. And I was so annoyed.
Yeah.
So I think that turn really gave me something out of that. Because I was just like, you guys forgot, you messed up. you've made me wait all this time.
Yeah,
So if I didn't get a 10, I'd be like, oh,
yeah,
I'd go Hulk on them.
yeah, that would have been awful. Yeah,
but after the 10, it was great. There was a long wait. You had to wait a long time.
like months.
Yeah, a few months you had to wait. And then, so this happened around October, November. Then January, it's the callbacks.
Yeah,
And that one was even bizarre to me.
yeah.
That was bizarre to me. I was saying to somebody, I was like,
Was that the virtual insanity one?
yeah.
Sympathize another strain. There's something in this future that we have to be told.
I was berserk. I was saying to someone, I was like, I remember speaking to someone and we were talking about music and he was like, have you heard of Jamiroquai? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
He's like, Virtue Insanity? I was like, no, bro. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you need to listen to it. It's the greatest song ever. And then I was like, sure, never listened to it. 2 weeks later, I was on FaceTime with Anne-Marie picking the songs, and then she was like, so the song I've picked for the group to sing is Jamiroquai, Virtue Insanity. I was like, what the
Oh, so you know the song when she announces it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
she'll tell you. So we'll FaceTime like.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
she'll tell you, and I was so, because we all have to see to see. I was annoyed.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is this song? How am I gonna sing this song?
Yeah.
It's too many lyrics. It's just lyric. It's just there's no breathing space.
Yeah.
And like I hate learning songs. I hate like I can't. I've gotten better at it, but I can't. It just gives me so much anxiety. So when she said that, I was like, okay, cool. And you have a short period. You have like a week, 2 weeks, a week to learn the song and rehearse it with a band. And literally the whole process, I was messing up. Like even like I could see the producer's face. They just looked annoyed, messing up. I was like, sorry guys, that's messing up. I remember saying to someone, I was like, I like the process of messing up when it comes to rehearsals and things like that, because I look at my performances, I only get one.
Yeah.
So if I've done great in the rehearsals and everything like that, then the mess ups might come in the actual.
Right. I see. Get it all out. Yeah.
So I was messing up. I think they were annoyed. They were really annoyed. Like, this is gonna. Obviously, they can't at that time kick me off because I'm already there. But when I went on, there was like an energy that just came above me, and I was just like, it was. I think that was probably my favorite performance.
Nice. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. You were in it.
I was. Yeah. And even the reaction, and then the fact that I saw Ray, I'm a huge fan of Ray.
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh my God. Like after the off camera when Anne-Marie picked me, she was like, listen, I'm rooting for you. You know, I'm
Nice.
rooting for you.
That feels good. Yeah.
Like the whole energy, I was like, yeah, okay. I didn't think she'd pick me. I'll be honest with you, because there were some talented individuals. Like, I mean, talented. So I didn't not think I'd get the pick. I just felt good that I performed really
To the best of your ability. Yeah.
So yeah. It was good. Yeah.
And then the semifinal rolls around. Right?
Yeah.
After that?
Yeah.
Or are there stages in between that?
No. So after the callbacks, the semi-finals.
Yeah.
And that one is more like a taster of the life sort of thing. But that was good. I had a choice. Again, FaceTime. She gave me sort of different songs.
Yeah. You and Anne-Marie are FaceTiming.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the producers and everything like that, and giving me different sort of songs and options and which ones you want to do. And I just picked REM. Everyone Hurts, just because growing up I loved that song.
Yeah.
It's easy. And I can feel it. Like,
Yeah.
I feel the song.
Which in turn allows other people to feel it as well.
And that process was it was great. Like, again, they pushed me vocally to a level that it was a different level. I remember the vocal coach was like, you don't have to always put on your you're raspy now. Your voice is already raspy. You don't have to now. Put it, just chill, just sing from the heart. And after that was a criticism, advice that I've taken on board, and I can see it in my normal, in like just singing now. It's effortless, it's smooth. It's just me singing and kind of thing. But that experience was great. Even the picking of the outfits, they were very much hands-on. Like the whole team were phenomenal. The interviews, everything. It was, I enjoyed.
Taste of that next level.
I enjoyed every. I remember going up, and I'm not gonna lie. I was disappointed that I didn't go to the finals. I was, and I'm not.
Of course, I mean, you're not in it to. Get out in the semis.
I'm not someone to like toot my own horn. I'm not someone to ever. Well, to a degree, I won't say ever because we all do it.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not someone to be like, oh no, I did, but I felt it, and I think the moment that I felt it was. So in shows, I like to. Doesn't matter what show I'm doing, I like to make friends with everybody, right?
Yeah.
I like to make friends with the bartender or the. It's funny. Well, I know we'll get to the headline show. But the headline show, when I was doing sound check, one of the bar guys was there, and he was like, when I finished, he was like, "Bro, you were sick," and I was like, "Oh, thanks, man. You stayed for the show."
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, I have no choice." I was like, "That's good," and we just made friends. And afterwards, well,
nice.
I want everyone to enjoy it.
Man.
So at the Voice, the semi-finals, there was a security guy just angry. He was like, just there, just angry.
Yeah.
And then I was going on. He was like, "Yo, my bro, you going on?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, Cool. I was like, cool.
Broke through.
It was just like, I guess it's just big.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
I went on, performed my heart, like I performed my heart.
Man.
I could see if it was a voting audience clapping, I think some of the families there who have their kids singing would betray their kids. And would clap for because like I remove me out of that equation, just put that performance in anybody. It was amazing. That's how I looked at the performance. And coming off stage, he was like, "Yo, my bro, that was amazing. I've worked here all like for a long time.
Yeah.
You see that? That's the first time I've been moved.
Nice.
Like, you've got this. Like you've got. I was like, yeah, exactly. You've got this.
That's awesome,
like,
man.
Yeah, and then I didn't get it. That's that all reaction for me. I was like, yeah, this is. So not getting it, I was like, damn, man. But it's what it is.
Yeah, man, and you got that exposure and that experience. And what did you learn from Anne Marie that you, I guess, take forward now? Or did you?
I think for me, she's. Something that she used to say is like sort of chopping up my vocals and being very intentional with how you say words. And when she sings, she's very like she can
bends
sing
the vowels.
She might like curves the word, and she'll say like, "I like this," like she'll say things like that.
Right.
That's something that you don't have to always just sing. Sometimes just say certain words just to. People say, "Oh, okay, that was nice," and then carry on. And that's something I really like. I've learned from her, and just being yourself, man. She is herself.
Nice.
There's no superstar ego. She is like Nia, like Nia, what? Like, she was asking me like, "Oh, can you guess what coffee I have?" I was like, "You seem like an iced latte." She's like, "I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know." Like, I was like, I think I get caramel. That's when I realized that you live a different life. Someone gets been getting it for you for many years, and now you're just
I just drink it. I just drink it.
Like, if it tastes good, you live a different life. But now she's just down to earth, man.
Nice.
She showed love and encouragement, and just and she really rooted for us, like people on her team. She really, you see her reaction. Like I watched it back, and when I was singing, she was like, wow.
It was good.
I was there like,
it was good.
I like you. So she told me just be yourself and just be normal. You can still be great and still be yourself. You don't have to be a dick.
Do you continue that relationship past The Voice? Like, do you have a No.
It cuts out like
it would have to, right? Because I guess with all the artists that come through there, everybody's messaging Anne-Marie being like, hey.
It cuts out for sure.
Yeah.
But it was a good experience. I think for me, the main experience for me was the people working there.
Yeah.
They were phenomenal. Like, I remember saying to them, I was like, oh, guys, man, we have to finish that. No, I'm so...
Yeah.
Listen, when I'm up in the stadiums, make sure you guys are like, we're going to be there. Yeah, like, they were... Again, like I said earlier, like, I love people, everybody. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a star or not. Like, I just love people, and if you're good people, get along, kind of thing. So that was my main experience just with them. But yeah, no contact is kept. Everyone is you lose contact. You just see like the person you've been WhatsApping just it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's so good. So.
That was probably the biggest audience you performed in front of. Or you've opened up for quite a few artists as well.
Yeah. My biggest audience. It's not. I won't say my biggest. I don't even know how much it fits. It's definitely one of my biggest opportunity in terms of watching it back on TV. Felt weird. Like, I mean, I was sitting down with my friends and watching. I was like, whoa! Who's that? Whoa! I was like, I was shocked because there's one thing posting on social media, but that doesn't social media.
And you have control over that as
so
well.
So it's like it's weird, but you don't see it as something different. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm posting on social media.
Yeah,
that's it. But seeing that, it was almost like I was watching somebody else, and I was like, wow, he's good.
Yeah,
right? Like, it was a weird feeling, and I think that was like I think for me that was the biggest in terms of like my career. That was probably the biggest sort of platform I've been on like that. But yeah, I performed in bigger audiences. I did Union Chapel, open up for Flirt East. That was huge. Yeah, that was like, you start to understand that I like my gigs quite intimate. Mm-hmm. It teaches you how to take an 800 cap and try and make it intimate. Yeah. And you try to figure that out on stage, and like if it works, it works. So I do my famous thing of like, who here's from Birmingham? Funnily enough, somebody said me, like, because it's such a huge place. She was like I just heard like a me outside, and I was like, oh raw, like I didn't even know that. Like, nobody ever says that, and everybody's laughing. So it's like, that's like I tried to create an intimate moment with big audiences or small audiences, kind of thing. So I think that's probably been my biggest so far. Yeah.
Do you enjoy that level, or do you prefer the intimate? Like, I know you say you prefer to make that the intimate space, but which one do you prefer?
I think the bigger one, just because there's more people, right? So if it's 800 people, if I get 100 people to laugh, that's a lot. If it's 50 people or 30 people in your face, it's like, oh my God, you're like, those guys are just look like dots to me. They're just like dots. Yeah, I do prefer the bigger one, but the intimate one, I'll always do it, but because I know myself, I'm not. Yeah. I can be an awkward person. I can be like an introverted person. So if it gets too intimate, I'm like, okay, this is just weird. Yeah, let's time out, kind of thing. But yeah,
I've had a few people on here that are so far artists, so far sounds, and I saw that you did a few shows as well. So those shows, from what they've told me, they it's very intimate, and it almost feels like there's more pressure there because you can see the people, like there's no more than 50 people in the room or less, and it's like, okay, show us what you got.
And they're looking at you.
Yeah.
As opposed to a bunch of people who are just. But I guess it depends, because you never really know, man. Like you never really know. Like, it's just your ability to control a crowd, because you can say a big crowd is easier, but if you can't control them, you're just gonna hear a lot of talking.
Yeah.
And a big crowd talking is crazy. It's like worse than 20 people talking. So I guess it just depends.
Yeah. Okay, so The Voice is over. Do you notice an increase in, I mean, I hate this word, but followers or listeners and numbers and... I don't hate that word, followers. I don't know why I said that, but
I think we're at a day and age where like some people shy away from social media and some people love it. So, I'm open to it, man. I know the importance of it, and so I have to. But do I see an increase? I do on Instagram. I do see an increase on Instagram. And it happened like quickly. You just but it's not like crazy. But I do see an increase on Instagram. I mean, it was good, but I guess for me, I feel like I've been doing this for so long that things that I used to like long for and like use as I've made it sort of mark are just like, I'm grateful. Just carry on. Like I remember the whole Instagram, I got verified and my sister messaged me, "Oh my God, bro, you're verified." I was like, yeah, thanks. But back, you told me this, that was my, like, I need to, like, figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm grateful, but yes, I think in terms of the followers, it's like, yeah, I'm grateful, but are you guys going to come to shows? Are you guys going to listen to my, because like,
convert
now
it,
it's like the more I'm in my English, like sort of in my craft, it's like, how do I monetize it? Like, how do I, I've put in the work, I've created the iPhone 15, it's great, it's amazing. How do I sell it? How do I monetize it? How do I make money from it? Because if not, it's just going to be a shiny piece of phone there, just sitting down doing nothing. So
which is a good segue to Love Me Still, which is your latest single. And it's a great song. It's a catchy song. I found myself singing it around the house constantly. And you mentioned in the headline show that kind of before you performed it, you said, I've sat on this one for a while, but due to the nature of the music industry, I didn't put it out. What's the background around that? Is that kind of tie into only releasing a few songs, or was there another story behind that?
Yes, but no. It's the thing about the industry for me is that you get it's like they know how to entice people, right? So you say producers or whoever, they know how to entice people, which it's a business.
Yeah,
you have to be able to. So it's like, oh, hey, I think you're amazing, you're great, like, I've done this, I've done that, we should get into a session. Okay, cool. But there's the final print that they haven't mentioned yet. Get into a session, make a great song. Oh my God, this song's amazing. You fall in love with it. You become best friends in that moment. Oh my God, this is phenomenal. Like, what do we do? Finishes, cool. You're ready to release it. You want to release it, and it's like, oh, hey man, just message my manager and he'll tell you about my fee, and then that's like the hit in the park, and my fee is like 10K or 5K, because these aren't beginners, these are world-class producers kind of thing. And I've been fortunate to be able to work with world-class producers, but it has its downfall, and the downfall is the money part of things.
And you have a manager, but you're not signed to a label, you're independent, right?
Independent, so it has its downfall. Pretty much majority of things that, if not everything that we do, comes from my pocket and my manager's pocket. Whether it's paying the band, whether it's marketing, comes from both our pockets. So when a producer now entice, and then gives you the punchline, you're like, oh, cool. Well, I'm just gonna perform it then until I have the money, or until you change your mind, kind of thing. This one wasn't necessarily like that, but this is very much like, I have the stems and I am not releasing I'm not releasing the stems to you right now. I'm too busy or life or so and then life happens and I forget and then so this was, and then I gave up, and then it was because of my current manager. He was just like, yo, keep hounding, just keep hounding, believe me, you're gonna get it. And we've got the stems, and this is not to say anything about the person, because the person, like,
they're doing their job.
Like, we're still cool and cordial kind of thing, but that's the
that's good insight. I mean, it's tough to know what actually goes behind releasing these songs. Do you through these experiences, do you see a time where you're doing all of it on your own, like as in producing and like basically having the free reins to release, or will you always kind of work with other people?
I don't know if it's like you mentioned, like the whole perfectionist. I don't know if it's my perfectionist side, but I don't feel like I can
to the level that
to the level, because it's like you need people to build things. Like you need people, especially if you're trying to build something world class. If I carried on producing 10, 20 years ago, that would make sense, because now it's like, no, I have the skills, I've built the skills, but I was too busy focusing on the voice and the the performance aspects of things. I left the producing side, so I can play keys. Some of my songs I played keys on guitar. I could do all of that, but the nitty grittiness, I can't do it, and I think for me it would be an insult to the producers who are phenomenal at doing it.
Step aside, I got this.
It's like, no, it would be an insult to them, because it's like them saying step aside, I've got like, so no. So nah, I was still
gotcha.
Write with people. I'll still produce with people. But I'll be smarter about it. I'll be a lot more controlled about it, as opposed to just excited because this person performed, produced for this artist. And nobody warns you about this, man. As artists, nobody warns you about this. It's
well, that's kind of why I wanted to do this sort of thing, is so that people get that level of insight, because again, you and it's not to expose any like people or secrets or well, it is, but it's just, I think it's important for people who are just starting out and or at any level to know that, like, it isn't just you get up on stage and perform as good as you do. Like, there's work involved, there's people to talk to and money to and all that. So it's all really good insight. So your headline show, which I think we'll finish off on, how did you feel after it?
Good. It was incredible. Like we said, me and the band were like, it ended so fast. Just so we just got on stage, and we were off stage, and felt like we didn't do anything. Like we didn't do anything. Like I catch myself watching the reels over and over again. I'm like, where was I when that was happening? Like it was. I loved every minute.
Blacked out.
Literally, I feel like that's what it was. It was just. It was just but I loved every minute. Like
you could tell.
I can't even express how much I loved it. The energy, the band. Like they are. Sometimes they surprise me. I think that's what I love about playing with them, is that they surprise me, because in rehearsals there's a bit of like, messing up here and there, and I'm like, I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, what the fuck? Fix up kind of thing. But then on the day, but I always trust that when it all stop, and I'm just like, you guys are sick. You guys are world class level. It sounded
so good. But I mean, both your voice, but like coupled with their performance as well, it was super solid. How long did you rehearse for that?
Funnily enough, we only had 3 rehearsals.
Oh wow.
We only had
due to scheduling, or
due to not wanting to over rehearse. I don't know if this is a thing about me. I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but I like to keep everything as organic as possible. So some of the things that you saw there was not planned.
Yeah.
It was just as organic as some of the speeches was not planned.
Yeah.
It was just as organic. I like to keep things as organic as possible because it gives me a surprise. I feel surprised.
Yeah.
I want to be surprised, not like, oh yeah, so this next one is like, so like, no, I want to feel surprised. So with rehearsals, we had 3 long rehearsals to really get things. But like, Turn Your Lights Down Low, we didn't have time to rehearse it. So we played it on the day. Tennessee Whiskey, played it on the day.
As Tennessee whiskey, you're as sweet as the strawberry wine.
So when you talk about like sort of improv moments, Tennessee Whiskey, when the opening riff started playing, the band, when they started playing it, and you go, one more time. I was like, because like I felt the same exact thing. I was like, oh.
It's like, it's like, I don't know. And I always tell them, I'm like.
And I only imagine that was in the moment kind of decision.
You can't sort of plan that. And I always tell them, like, if we're going to play together, please get ready for me to just do something wild on stage, because I will not control myself. Like even the last song, I was supposed to play the guitar. Yeah. But if he didn't know the chords,
that was so good.
Yeah, like he knew, and I was like, okay, cool. This is because my thing was at work like that. I always say, and luckily enough, me and the guitarist Noel, we've been playing for a while. Yeah. Thomas as well, the drummer, I've been playing for a while. Barney as well, we've been playing for a while. Jed, the bassist, that's his first gig with us. But they know how like sporadic I am when I perform. So with the rehearsals, it was 3 long rehearsals. But it was good. It was insightful as well. It was and I think with rehearsals, all you have to come there with an A game. You have to come there knowing this is what you want it to sound like. This is like, you need to have a plan. So when you're in rehearsals, you're able to get things done, as opposed to that's something I'm learning. But still try not to over rehearse. That's something I can't do it. I can't over rehearse. Yeah, because it still comes from inside, sort of, and I want them to play from here. I just don't want them to. I know you're talented. I don't care if you're talented. I want you to play from here. I want you to feel every lick or every drum, sort of thing. So yeah, we did not over rehearse. 3 rehearsals, done, dusted.
Nice. Yeah,
that was it. Yeah.
Cool. What's next for you? Are you making an album, or is that a goal in mind?
Eventually, not this year. I mean, I have songs that there's like album like equivalents of like album. But not anytime soon. Okay. Now it's just releasing more singles. Playing more gigs, and hopefully, fingers crossed, go to the States.
Yeah, nice.
I want to take it to the next level, man, and just push it as much as possible. So
awesome, man.
At the end of this year, I'm like, see you later.
Yeah. Well, we'll go stream Love Me Still. You have any shows coming up?
Not right now. No.
Okay, cool.
Follow me on socials and find out everything.
Yeah, nice. We'll put them all in the description and somewhere in the air here. Yeah. Cool, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I'd love to ask you so many more questions because there's so much to talk about. But I really appreciate you taking the time, and this was a really good conversation. So appreciate it, man. Thank you.
For having me, man. Thank you.
Yeah.